welcome to a special episode of The Movie Girls. You want to say that too?
Nope.
Great. Cool. Just
I
me.
panicked.
Tiff panicked. Awesome. So we're the Movie Girls. Special feature today is we have our very first guest appearance episode of the TGC, otherwise known as the Tall Guy Club. So give a very warm Movie Girls welcome to Joel.
Hi.
Say a fun fact about yourself.
Yeah, fun fact.
It's your birthday.
No, it's not my birthday. You can't tell them that. It is Thursday, February 31st, and it's my birthday.
Great. And Josh?
Hi.
Any fun
A
fact,
fun fact?
Josh?
No, I'm not a very fun guy.
Sweet, I'm so glad you're here. Doug as well. We have Doug.
Fun fact, he's been awake since 1 p.m. yesterday.
Thanks, Joel.
That's February 30th.
Doug has to say his own thing, Joel.
Is
And
this
Doug.
Doug here?
Oh, hello. Wow, fun fact.
I already love it, so I'm so happy. What you got, Doug?
About me?
Anything you want. This is your moment to
Alright,
shine.
Tell us a fact about aardvarks.
All I know is the aardvark, Arthur.
Yes.
But I'll tell you a fact about Andrew Jackson. He was a
Yay.
monster of a president.
I thought you meant, like, what's his face that did Lord of the Rings? No.
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson. Shit.
Right?
He was also a monster of a president.
Let's see. He once shot a man who
Just to watch
cast
him
a
die.
slur on his wife, Rachel.
Oh.
He was also had two nicknames. One was Old Hickory because he was so tough, and the other one was Bag of Marbles because he was shot so many times. Also, he beat off his not beat off.
Oh,
He,
Jesus.
He attacked his would-be assassin
Ooh.
with a cane, I believe.
Oh, well, thank you for joining our
Thanks
Andrew Jackson
for
podcast,
that.
all about Andrew Jackson
I
facts.
thought this was.
Who's Andrew Jackson?
I do
He's
feel
the
a
American
bit
president.
misled because I thought this was a men's rights ASMR flat Earth podcast.
Oh, shit. You were going to be very upset in a few minutes.
But I'm still happy to be here, so thank you.
Yay. So we are going to watch a fun movie today. We're going to watch A League of Their Own. Doug doesn't seem to remember this, but he actually suggested it to us as a movie we should watch because he said it was really good.
Yeah, like
And
6
then
months ago.
Yeah, and then we told we were going to do that. You're like, oh, and then his response when we said we were doing it was, "Oh, I've never seen that movie." And I'm like, well, what the fuck? But anyway, we're doing it.
Sounds about right.
I still haven't seen it, so.
You will today. You get the true movie girls experience. The
Nor
funnest
have
one
I.
is if you haven't seen the movie and get to just watch it and then talk about it. I always like that anyway. So this one, A League of Their Own, it's directed by Penny Marshall, writers all men, so who cares?
No, there's some women credits.
Well, there's Kelly Candale.
Yeah, she can do.
She can. Anyway, starring Gina Davis, Rosie O'Donnell, Madonna, Lori Petty. Budget of $40 million.
Tank Girl.
Tank Girl. She is Tank
All
Girl.
very
yeah.
relevant,
That's true.
relevant actors. with-
Relevant.
All very
always.
elephant.
All very
I
elephant.
thought he was a relevant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of females joining baseball because all the men are off at war. And that's the gist of that.
Yeah, I actually have the synopsis here. I want Josh
Oh,
to read it.
Josh
It's
can
just-
read it out. Fun.
This is how I participate. A League of Their Own is a 1992 American sports comedy drama
Filled.
Filled.
Edit this
Take
out.
two. That tells a fictionalized account of the real-life All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. Directed by Penny Marshall, the film stars Gina Davis, Tom Hanks, Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, and Lori Petty.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Did
Teen
a
Hanks.
budget of $40 million, gross over $132 million. So, I think it did well.
It did real well.
The cocktail this week is actually inspired by Joel. It is his birthday today, special fellow.
February 30th.
February
First.
30th. February 31st.
I just got that. I'm an idiot.
Joliola, you want to tell us about your cocktail this week?
It's got a straw, and it's in a glass.
Okay. Tim, do you want to talk about the cocktail?
This is a terrible idea.
The worst idea we've ever had.
We're having root beer floats
Great.
because
as Joel
Why?
says,
Root for the home team.
Root beer for the home team. Folks.
baseball, sports. We
Yeah.
like sports and we don't care. Who knows?
Yeah, so we have root beer. What is it?
It's like Hires alcoholic canned root beer.
Hires or Heinz?
Hires.
Hires.
Hires?
Hires
Doesn't
with
matter.
vodka and root beer. With ice cream, whipped cream, maraschino cherry.
3 ingredients. 4.
Yeah, it counts. It's a cocktail. So
And
let's
the
try
murder
these bad
squad.
boys.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Cheers to the TGC meeting the TMG and happy birthday, Joel.
Happy birthday.
Happy
guys.
birthday,
Happy
Joel.
Happy birthday, Joel.
Yay.
No, I'm just kidding. It's delicious.
You, Doug.
That's pretty good.
That's
tastes
real
delightful.
good.
Very sweet.
I have the sad vegan version, and it's still really good. Because mine looks gross compared to
It
your
looks a
guys.
little gross.
It looks weird and kind of curly compared to you guys, but it is tasty as hell.
And our straws have umbrellas on them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, that's delicious.
So we should have
Just a
watched
very
Sing in the
baseball
Rain.
We should have watched Sing in the
Oh,
Rain.
yeah.
That's the best movie. Anyway,
What?
Sing in the Rain.
we love that movie.
Oh.
No one likes it.
Yeah, it's
always
terrible.
weird.
You'll enjoy this movie. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot
And it has one
Wait,
of
so
the
who's-
most quotable lines from
for
base-
movies.
sports
Who
movies?
hasn't
Base-
seen this movie? Just Doug?
I haven't.
Joel hasn't.
You haven't seen it?
No.
What the fuck?
I've seen it many times.
It's
Okay,
great.
well,
great.
those who have seen it, when's the last time you saw it? What do you recall?
Probably at least 5 to 8 years ago.
It's not that long ago.
I'm thinking like 2000.
Yeah,
It's
I think
been a
I
long
saw it in
time.
high school for some reason.
Yeah.
I think one of our
Okay.
teachers was like, "This is good for learning
Yeah.
things."
He was
Nice.
hungover.
Yeah,
history.
exactly.
It is a historical piece of like work.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they did looking into. I did research.
Yeah, you did. Good boy.
They did change like the names of most of the characters involved and everything, but they actually included one of the women who played in the league for the entire, I think it's like 10-year run that they did in like scripting the movie and everything. So
That's awesome.
I also did do some research. I never realized it was before World War II. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, we'll get into all that.
And then I ended up clicking on an article on Wikipedia that took me to a site that was looking at the newspaper. It was cool because you could like see the newspaper.
Like from that time, or just
Yeah,
the news
yeah. From
today?
that, it was an article on the movie. So it was from 1994.
so it wasn't an image from like 1942.
No, but it was an image from the newspaper that someone did an article about the movie when it came out.
Riveting stuff.
And I got ink all over my fingers.
Lady.
All right, we're gonna make some hamburgers
Yeah,
and hot dogs,
great.
and we're gonna watch the movie.
Yeah,
and we'll get back.
peanuts and Cracker Jacks, and see you later.
So,
You're a natural.
so Madonna's song at the end credits was
No, you have to actually
contractually
go.
obligated
Joel,
to not
sweet.
be in the movie.
We're only guests.
Stop
We're
using
guests.
up your one fact right at the beginning.
you only have. We'll come back to you, okay, dear?
Because it's
Okay.
like podcasting
Jesus.
101, Joel.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, welcome back.
Joel, you're the producer. Produce.
He's the editor.
Oh.
Produce
He edits.
content. Hold on, I'm moving my table.
Speaking of producing, you know that song that was produced with Madonna?
Later. Get in the middle. Make us wait for it, dear.
We need to earn it.
Shit.
Earn your interesting fact.
All right.
Welcome
so,
back.
Again, third time. Welcome back. Initial thoughts, fellas?
Yeah, who hasn't seen it? You
Yeah.
two?
It was good. I saw a lot of Woody
What?
in Tom Hanks' performances. He reminded me of Woody
Like from Toy Story.
from Toy Story.
All right.
Was it all the yelling?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, he's an angry character in both.
Yeah,
And that snake was in his boot.
that's right. Whole time.
You gotta watch out.
And everyone kept calling him Andy. It was very odd. Or no, wait, what's his name? Woody.
Wow.
Edit that out.
Nope.
I was thinking
Stays.
Andy's name is on his foot.
Yeah. Jesus.
Haven't
Doug,
seen Toy
what did
Story in a
you
long time.
think? Did you like it? Did you not?
Oh, it was good.
Initial opinion. We'll get into your conspiracy theories. I promise.
Oh. Yeah, no, it was good. I liked it. I said a 7.2 out of 10.
It's not. We're not reading it
We're
yet.
not the rating system
It's,
yet. Clearly,
well,
you've
it's
never listened
IMDb.
to an
Oh,
episode.
IMDb, right.
Oh,
Little known
7.2.
fact, you
That was
can watch this
7.1.
in dance in 7 other languages as well.
Pardon?
Sorry.
Go on.
Mind me.
I thought it was interesting.
I understand.
I thought the ending credit song was very interesting.
Yes. And did you know
Joel?
that the Madonna song at the
Uh-huh.
end credits?
Tell us
That was
about it.
Madonna?
That was Madonna, and that song was not on the soundtrack, available
come?
in stores on CD and cassette.
Why
It
was it not there?
because for contractual reasons.
What kind of contractual
I don't know.
reasons?
She wasn't allowed to include it. But
Oh.
what I found interesting was that a lot of the advertisements on the boards and stuff were geared towards women.
Oh yeah, the Singer sewing machine.
Yeah, and there was like bread and stuff. So like, why
Bread.
was
women?
that?
Everyone knows that women love bread.
But
Don't
were,
gender my
were they
bread.
there before the women
No,
were?
it's
But they
because all
didn't.
the women are off at war.
No, I know, but they didn't really show the transition. They just had them there, which I wish they would have had kind of transition, like cigarettes and
Oh.
belts,
Ah.
and then
You
all of a
wanted,
sudden there was loads of bread. And
you wanted transitional advertising to tell
Yeah.
the story as well as the
Yes.
actual story.
Don't forget your
itself,
cigarette
telling the story.
holster that you keep in your belt. I like your concept of a man is just a man just
Yeah.
tightening his pants,
Yeah.
smoking a cigarette.
Are you a big
Just a Marlboro
cigarette
man.
smoker, Joel?
I am Lucky
Yeah.
Strike.
That Don
Joel
Draper
is that
cameo.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I
Joel's
guess it would have
favorite.
been 20 years too early, but
Still.
Hmm.
I guess. Fuck. Josh? What did you think?
Well, I've
So
seen it before
quiet.
and many times, and I always enjoy it.
You watched it again?
Yes. Yeah,
Did you
was
like it again?
Much fun, always.
So who hasn't
Great
seen it?
times.
Just me and Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Doug and I were out of their league virgins. Then speaking of like virgins, you have Madonna's song. in the movie.
Fuck you and your Madonna song. No,
That's all he has.
Clearly. Jesus. But hey,
so she got nominated for a Golden Globe for
Golden
that,
Globe. She didn't win, but she
but not
was
for
nominated.
the acting, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, the only
I don't know, that
actual-
speech she gave at the the midway
That's true.
point.
It was
where,
good. It was good. Yeah.
What
we
did she
usually.
say?
What?
you can't shut me down or
You
something
can't.
like that.
Yeah, you can't
Oh,
make me quit or you can't
yeah.
do whatever it
Teary,
was.
and then she gets
Teary.
ushered off by Rosie O'Donnell.
It was good.
They're such a great duo.
Yeah.
They do play off each other pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a great pairing. I liked them too.
Yeah.
Fun facts. Shall we get into our fun facts? Since that's all the dialogue we have right now. Josh, you have lots of fun facts. Do you have any fun
I have
things?
a number of fun facts, and
Sure.
that was one of the fun parts of watching this again, was picking up on something that I hadn't before, that I learned in my trivia research, was that many of the women in the league were from Canada. They're recruited specifically from Canada, and the Peaches, there was actually 4 or 7 Canadians on the team
That's a
altogether. Yeah. 4 of them from Saskatchewan, and there was lots of Saskatchewan jokes.
Yay, Saskatchewan! And 4 out of 5 podcasters today are from Saskatchewan.
What, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You loser.
Yeah, yeah, friggin' East Coast too. No, I don't know. That was really harsh. Sorry.
Tough,
I couldn't
firm, but
think
fair.
of it.
Yeah. Wow, none of us are from this glorious province.
Nobody
It's
is.
true. We're all
Yeah, fair
in-
enough.
I mean, technically speaking, I was born here, but I moved to Saskatchewan for 8 years right after that. So.
Do you think they
I don't know,
kept
hybrid.
saying Saskatchewan because it's the funniest sounding province?
100%.
Totally. Yeah. It's a big old long word.
What's
I
that
still
movie?
think it's been replaced by none of it now. though.
Grown Ups, where the guy's like, Saskatchewan.
Oh, there was one.
Pardon?
Yeah, one of the guys I went to like acting school with, hi Liam. He fucking every time he
He's
talked
not
to
listening
me,
to this.
He's totally not, 100%. But you never know, right? You never know. But he always was like, oh, Saskatchewan, man. Every fucking time I talked about home, every time. He also liked to call me Teal McFiddleton's the third. That was his name, still his name for me, which is hilarious. But yeah, all the time. I don't think I've ever even seen Grown Ups or wherever the fuck that's from. But every time I get that reference from Sweet Liam.
Maybe the only reference that was used from Grown Ups.
Probably. Tiff, did you find anything in your research?
Well, this is just a dumb thing.
Cool.
So in 2012, which was the anniversary of this movie, it was selected for preservation in the U.S. National Film Registry by the Library of Congress for being either culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. And I just thought that was funny. What does that mean, aesthetically? Aesthetically significant.
Yeah, like, did they do the 40s well? Is that what that...
No, I don't think this film in particular, but that's
Oh.
like their
Maybe they just meant
standard
Oh,
by
I
which
see.
they...
Yeah.
It's like when they,
I just want to know what that meant.
it's like when they mix comedy with drama in the same category and whatever the Golden Globes. Or
Oh yeah, this
whatever.
is called an American sports comedy drama.
Oh god, that's a lot of things happening. Holy shit, that's a very unique
It's a
category.
niche genre.
Yeah. There's a lot of competition in that category.
Because women can do it all.
Women can do it all. Speaking of women can do it all, ooh, nice segue, thank you. All actresses auditioning had to prove that they could actually play baseball. And all
Before the
of
actual
them-
audition, right?
And there was about 2,000 women that auditioned for this show. Big names, no names, everything. They had to prove that they could play ball in order to.
So Meryl Streep
cast.
couldn't field a grounder, so you're out of here.
I'm not here, Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Except Gina Davis.
Ah.
She came in just weeks before it actually started filming, because I can't remember the original actress's name to play Dottie, backed out for
Oh, you're
whatever
kidding.
reasons. Yeah, so then Gina Davis was put in.
She's kicking herself right now.
Yeah. But so then all the other women had months of baseball boot camp, basically, and Gina Davis came in way late, but within a couple of weeks she was leaps
Well, that
and bounds
shot where
ahead of the
she
rest of them.
caught the ball behind
It's
her
real.
back was real. Apparently Madonna wasn't any good. That's why they made her like an outfielder.
Yeah.
Speaking
She
of
was
Madonna,
Fuck Madonna.
I just keep setting up and you just keep knocking him down.
Oh, ooh, baseball. Ooh, fun. There we go. Or maybe is that bowling?
Bowling.
Well, as a weird segue to go back to not Madonna.
Yeah.
But did you know?
But that was
That
one of
song.
the things about the league too, is that they make the point about the women going through etiquette class because they thought they had to sell the league on the appearance of the women at the start, and that was sort of the main draw and everything. But eventually, I think by season 2, the second season of the league, they actually dropped that because they had won people over with their actual abilities. And the woman that Dottie's based off of, her name is like Dottie Kamenchek or something like that. She was, I'm trying to remember, I think Walter Pipp is an old New York Yankee, said that she was the best player she's ever seen, or he's ever seen. And she ended up in like the Sport Illustrated top 100 women athletes of all time. She could jump like 3 feet in the air. She actually
Wow.
did the splits thing that
Oh,
they show in
yeah.
the movie. She did that. She was a first baseman. She wasn't a catcher, but she actually did that. So.
But did you know her name like before this movie?
No. Well, that's the thing, is that like all of the characters, their names are different than the historical figures. Like what was Harvey, the
Oh, yeah.
chocolate guy?
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
actually
Philip Wrigley.
it's Philip Wrigley, and that's why the scene was shot at Wrigley Field, is they actually had the tryouts at Wrigley. And I think the first season All-Star game was held at Wrigley Field.
Wow.
Yeah, so all the characters' names were changed, but they consulted with a woman also named Pip, like Pepper Pip, something. And she told them that, like, yeah, Dottie Kamenchek was the best player in the league. And there's also like 12 Dotties. Out of the 60 women, they're all named Dottie.
It's like being Ashley now.
So they figured it was fitting, like, name the main character Dottie, so that, but yeah, so they told her, like, she was the best player they had. And I think she played for, like, quite a few seasons. Like, she didn't leave, like, in the movie. They took a lot of, creative liberty there. But yeah, apparently she was quite a remarkable player.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's really cool. I don't know, it's kind of neat. I like that they did all their own stunts, and they actually had to work for it and show that they could do it. And they did. All those stunts they did. The only one, none of the women wanted stunt doubles. They all said no stunt doubles. The only one was for Gina did the split catch.
Yeah.
She could do the splits because you see her in them.
Yeah.
She just couldn't slide into the splits.
Yeah.
That was the only thing, is they had a stunt double just do the slide and then cut into when she was actually doing it. But that was the only one. All the injuries were all authentic. The poor girl with the giant thigh slide thing that lasted for like a year and a half before, well over a year before it actually was gone from her leg.
Wow.
It was so intense, like all of that, and they, to get them to learn how to slide, the director, producer, whomever, got a slip and slide for them so that they could learn the moves. And then they stopped doing that because the first 3 girls that went, all 3 of them got a concussion from it. So they decided to scrap that one.
Sometimes you learn things the hard way, right?
Sometimes you do. It sounds like it'd be a thing to do, slip and slide, but shit, don't do it. Don't do it, friends.
But yeah, another thing too is to go back to the whole, like, they won over people by like their skill. They were actually relatively, like, they actually drew quite a few people. I think the first year between the 4 teams was like 177,000 people. But I think by like 48, when around the time the war ended, they were up to like 900,000 a season
wow.
between
Which is
10
amazing.
teams. Really, the league only really folded because the owners didn't like, because the guy that's represented in the show, or what's his name?
Gary Marshall?
No, the commissioner.
Well, the other guy who was
He
fighting.
organized basically like a board of directors for all the owners, and so they oversaw like advertising and basically like functioned as a proper league. But by the end, the owners wanted, I guess, more ownership or something like that, which is ironic. But so they dissolved the board of directors, and the whole thing kind of fell apart after he left. I'm rambling now. Somebody say
No,
me.
that's good. So it wasn't due to lack of
Very
interest.
informative.
We're listening.
Yeah.
To
No, I
the
just got kinda
rise
lost.
of televised baseball as well.
Oh.
I read.
Yeah.
You had a second fact?
He was
Yeah.
saving that
He
one.
held it out.
I did.
My goodness, Joel's got things up his little
And
short sleeves.
another thing I read on the IMDb.
If it's Madonna, I'm gonna punch you.
No, it's not. Madonna's song. No, it's that those gimmicks and stuff they use, like get a kiss and Tower of Babel, those actually didn't happen that early on. It was later on they used those.
Yeah, I saw that too. They actually weren't doing poorly, like you said.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, they were doing very well, so they
Yeah.
didn't actually need to do those things.
Yeah.
But it makes
Well, because they
a
sold
better story.
a lot on like the patriotism and just sort of like, you know, because a lot of these women like Dottie had, you know, husbands and brothers in the war, and so I think the World Series scene where they're all standing in a V, that was intentional. They did that every game because it's the V for victory, right?
Oh,
So
that's
they'd
nice.
say God Bless America at the beginning of every show. But yeah, I guess to go back to what I meant before, the reason they were doing so good is because they realized that having them in small towns like Rockford and Racine, these were people that couldn't go all the way to the city, and these were like working town factory towns.
Yeah.
So it gave them something to do. So it drew them in, and that's why they were successful, is because they weren't in big cities. Like I think that the following season they tried it in Milwaukee and failed because they had a professional baseball team, so nobody
Yeah.
went to those games. But like the small towns, they actually did quite well. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
I like
Sports.
Sports games. Did you have any facts, Tiffany, yet, or not quite? You're fine. You're good. I think like the movie girls' take on things. It's interesting that, you know, in the movie how they were gonna scrap it after a year. The boys are back, like whatever, and it's fine. And you know, girls, they're women. They're not girls. They're all adults. They're married and mothers. And you know, they've got these women who are amazing ball players. And they work so hard, and then it's like, well, they're not really enough viewership, so we're just gonna scrap it. So then they're pulling out all the stops and doing ridiculous acrobatic tricks and bullshit like that, just to try and make sure that they're gonna get their ownership and they're not gonna get cut. And you know they're not getting paid the same as ball players of their male ball players of their level, you know. And it's still just like girls, and fuck it, they're not working twice as hard minimum, if not more, getting paid less. And then that's fine, the boys are back, come back in the kitchens, it's fine. And then when they actually didn't want to go back to the kitchens, everyone was shocked after the war that women actually wanted to do more with themselves, which is interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too, is one of the quotes that Dottie Kamenchik gave about her time in the league was that getting the chance to play in the league actually gave the women their courage to go out and like try to succeed in other places when the league was over. I think she ended up being some kind of like a supervisor for crippled children's hospital or something insane like that. But like it was sort of uplifting for them to be able to step into a place that is, you know, specifically white men, as you know they sort of paid homage to with the black woman who threw the ball to her, that, you know, these doors aren't open to everybody. So
Yeah.
letting the girls play, it gave them the courage to kind of say like, well, no, we want to do this too. And yeah, it's sort of a weird little
Yeah,
step,
that was
so.
an interesting little snippet too, with the, you know, half-second scene of having the black woman throw the ball. That was amazing. Great throw, and it's like, great, these women have this opportunity, but not the black women. They still were not allowed to play and not allowed to be in, and there's still a long way to go. But yeah, Penny Marshall. Do you want to talk about Miss Penny?
I think Doug's got something interesting on that one.
Yeah, Doug, you got a bit of a. You have a little conspiracy theory. All right, Doug's getting in. Doug's ready. What do you got for us, Doug?
I don't want to. After this
It is
long,
no, it is a good point though, because like after
Explication.
you sort of pointed it out, I'm like, wow, this is interesting because the core of the film is about the relationship between two sisters and one living in the shadow of the other one, and
yeah.
you know, it's convenient that the director also had her brother starring in the movie.
As the villain.
It's the villain.
So yeah, halfway
Yeah,
through the
Doug.
film, I was like, oh, this might be an allegory for, Gary and Patty's relationship.
Patty?
Leaving-
Patty. Sorry, my
Penny
notes are
Marshall.
wrong.
Penny.
Yeah, Patty. That's what I said.
Penny. Is it
Penny.
Penny Marshall?
Penny.
It's Penny.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Shit, did I get that wrong? Fuck.
No.
I was so confident, I never know.
But her brother's actually the one that got her into directing. He gave her her first role in a show, and he encouraged her to direct movies and TV
Yeah.
shows.
And they didn't even want to give her this role. They didn't want to let her be the director for this. She was like, she's the first female director to have a movie earn over $100 million at the box office.
Oh,
But
wow.
and that was after originally being told by the studio they weren't considering her for the role of director because she was a woman and wouldn't be able to handle the complexities of being a director.
Yeah.
Joel, you're gonna get kicked out, asshole. Where are you going?
I was hoping to get kicked out.
Oh, you friggin' brat. Yeah, so I mean, she'd already done big at this point. She's a
She did a lot of
household
huge
name with
movies.
Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah.
But she's done things, but nah, you probably can't handle the complexities of it. Like, fuck off.
Patronizing.
Shirley a TV show or a movie?
It was a
TV
TV show.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, she started directing I think she directed like 4 episodes of Laverne and Shirley towards the end of the series, which is pretty cool. I have a weird Penny Marshall fact.
Excellent.
So she very first appeared as the before ad in a Head and Shoulders commercial.
Really?
Guess who was the after? Farrah Fawcett.
No.
And so their stand-ins, Penny Marshall's stand-in had a sign that said homely, and then Farrah
Aw.
Fawcett's stand-in had a sign that said pretty girl. Homely girl and pretty girl. And I guess Farrah Fawcett noticed that Penny Marshall looked kind of insecure about it, so she crossed out the homely and she wrote plain. Which, you know,
Which
still hurts, still
Yeah.
stings, but...
Got a lot
I
of
suppose
Yes,
it's a nice
yeah.
gesture.
Farrah
I
Fawcett
don't know.
wanted to be in this movie, but Penny Marshall said she was just too old.
Yep.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that too.
According to the internet.
I thought Joel was making a joke.
No,
So-
I read that too. It was a thing.
Ageism.
I don't know how old Farrah Fawcett would have been at this time, but
Oh,
yeah,
that's
she
so
might have
interesting.
been. Well, I guess she was kind of this age, like that age in the 70s. So this is the 90s. She probably would have been closer. To
She
that.
could have played,
40 or
like,
50.
the old women.
Yeah, because they're all those were in their like 20s, maybe early 30s. But yeah, Farrah would have looked closer to probably 40 by then, maybe. So that fair enough, Penny.
Yeah, Penny Marshall's awesome. We'll definitely watch Big at some point.
Oh,
Big is so
And
good.
Riding in Cars with
I only
Boys.
watched that for the first time like last year.
What?
I'd never seen Big before, and it's one of Joel's favorites, and we watched it.
So her and Tom Hanks must have gotten along well.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I said it like that.
Mm-hmm.
There was no implications there.
I mean, he was amazing. Let's just
Oh.
say. I know the
No, he was
He's great.
incredible.
scene where he's just holding back the anger is so much fun. I love it.
The only believable role for Tom Hanks as a villain is a redeemable
Sure.
villain. He's like super likable by the end. It's the only way you can believe that.
Yeah, he's too much of a sweet baby angel.
He's kind of a prick and Catch Me If You Can.
Is he?
Yeah.
Nah, because he was pretty.
What does he play in
redeeming.
that?
No, but he was a miserable.
He was, but he
Yeah,
had
he
a
was an
real
asshole.
soft
Is that the
spot.
movie where he plays the Zodiac Killer?
No,
No.
Oh, that's a different film.
that's one with Leonardo DiCaprio. He's the counterfeiter. Okay, no, that's.
Speaking of killers, that kid.
Oh, fucking Stillwell.
Stillwell, is that his name? I was trying to figure it out the whole time. Like,
Stillwell Angel.
you're gonna lose.
You're gonna
Yeah, good old Andy Richter, as Doug said. That's
Well, the adult version of him looks like Andy Richter. But also, when he's playing around that athletic tape, it's like, this guy's gonna grow up to be the BTK killer.
But that scene where Tom Hanks like pelts him in the face with the catcher's mitt and his reaction to that,
Yeah.
it's pretty great.
They gave it to. We wanted that. They gave it to
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
I think to me, the strangest thing is that back in the day we were so scared of women being masculine, and nowadays we're scared of men being too effeminate,
Yeah.
right?
That's the big
It's
fear.
such a weird flip.
Well, because that's the thing, though, right? It's, you want your women to be women, but you also don't want anything to be feminine because that is so weak and unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have a guy that's somewhat feminine. That's horrifying.
And if you learned anything, the women turned out okay, so I'm
Yeah.
sure the men will
We'll
turn out
probably
okay
do just
too.
fucking fine.
But yeah, like, for anyone that hasn't seen the movie, the women had to go to charm school at nights, and they would get fined if they cut their hair short, or they were caught drinking or smoking, or they could even get, I think one woman got fired because she cut her hair short.
Yeah. But, like, she's playing ball all day. It's hot.
Yeah, and the men had rules too, but certainly
No, no.
nothing
Oh,
like that.
The league, the All American Girls Professional Baseball League, whatever the amazing anagram with like 8 letters.
The All-American Girls Professional Baseball League.
Yeah, you had it.
Their
Yeah,
website
yeah.
actually does have. I meant to print it off, but I forgot. They have a PDF of the rules that the girls had to follow.
Oh, God.
So yeah, there's this long list of all these things that they would have to do, and basically the idea was you have to present yourself this way because image is everything.
Oh yeah, they had to wear lipstick at all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. But then, be in a tiny short skirt to do sports.
Well, apparently, I read they modeled the uniforms after figure skaters, tennis players, and
And something else, too. There was one
cricket,
other one.
maybe? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, image was how it started, but at least, they got to prove that they belong there, which
Yeah.
is, relevant today, because the same thing is happening in women's hockey. Like, they've had one of their leagues shut down
Yeah.
because they
Well, and
can't-
tennis too, like with
Yeah.
Serena Williams, got a lot of blowback
Oh,
in
God,
France for
actually.
wearing
And
a
then,
cat suit.
And then I don't remember the athlete's name, but the woman who had really high levels of testosterone naturally in her body, and they wanted her to have to take something to reduce it.
So was she a runner?
I
think she's a
I think
runner.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I never thought of it to look it up. But then there's male athletes who have that or like extra testosterone or whatever, and they're just praising him for his natural abilities and talents. But I mean, if this woman has extra testosterone naturally, nah,
Which
that's
we
not
all
fair.
have.
You can't have that. Like, I better take that down. You better take something to get it down. But if anyone's taking steroids, then that's bad. But you need to reduce your natural abilities because whatever. Because she's probably going to be better than some men. And me, heaven forbid.
So I think that this movie stands up to like the best sports movies of all time. It's just unfortunate because if you like Google 50 best sports movies, there's probably like 3 that are starring women,
Yeah.
and those 3 are this one, Bend It Like Beckham, and Million Dollar Baby,
yeah.
Yeah, it's
right?
probably the-
And then like even if I asked you to like list how many
Any
sports
other
movies
one.
that starred women, you'd be like,
Yeah, after those 3, I'm like,
Bash Brothers.
What's that?
Jose!
and I'm Mark. So yeah, I think that just kind of speaks to Penny Williams' abilities. And people's interest in watching a movie about
Penny
women in
Marshall.
sports.
Penny Marshall.
What did I say?
Penny Williams.
Penny Marshall and
I like
Patty
Penny Williams.
Patty Williams!
One of the best.
The greatest director of our time!
Director.
I was thinking, because I said Serena Williams earlier.
Also, special shout out to Hans Zimmer because that
Oh,
was
yeah.
something I had caught for. The soundtrack on that is amazing. Like if you listen to,
It's really good.
Especially that Madonna song at the
yeah,
end.
I'd like to know more about it. You know,
The
is there any
Madonna song?
resources I can look
Now,
into?
did it get, is it on the soundtrack that Madonna
No, in fact, it is not.
Well, I just bought 10 copies.
Why is it conceptual?
Why
how
wasn't
can they
it
keep
told?
that off of there?
On
It's so
cassette or
bad.
DVD
DVD?
It's
or
it is
CD.
really
It's
quite
awful.
bad.
Yeah, it's a
But
terrible
she was great.
one. Madonna
Was she?
good.
Oh, you
She's
didn't like
alright.
her?
I didn't miss her. She
Well,
wasn't
apparently
in it.
she was a real
Yeah, she's a
shit to
dick to
be
the
on.
to
Yeah.
extras. Because
Madonna was
Yeah,
a
you can see
Madonna?
that's Madonna. You're Madonna.
the background performers
Well, how much
were
work?
Everybody
not
else.
paid.
Yeah.
How much
Oh,
work do you
okay.
think they had to put in for that Lindy Hop scene there
Yeah.
in the pub? Because that
But I
seemed
think
like it
she's-
was
yeah.
completely dead centered on
Of
her.
course.
You saying that she was good to the extras, or
Bad.
Do you think
Oh,
she
yeah, that's what I
was
figured, yeah.
Because all those extras were
Maybe.
coming out, it was like 100 degrees. It was so hot, they weren't being paid,
Yeah.
but Tom Hanks would do puppet shows for them, Rosie O'Donnell would do
Which
stand-up.
is weird. Could you be an adult extra and Tom Hanks comes out
Yeah.
with like a sock puppet and
No,
who the
I
fuck knows
can't.
what's on
I don't
his
think I
left
could be
end?
happier.
Yeah.
Yeah, Madonna, someone had suggested that she sang for them, and she was just like appalled. Like, no, there's no way.
People pay me
Speaking
for
of
that.
Madonna
Yeah.
singing, the soundtrack.
No! But yeah, there was some letter she wrote to her agent about how it sucks there and the girls are boring and there's no men and this is horrible and
I would expect no less from Madonna.
It's true. Yeah.
I'm not even mad. It's Madonna.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's Madonna.
Went on
not
to great
Madonna.
films like Dick Tracy and.
Yeah.
Wait, no, Dick Tracy was before.
Is it before? I
I
don't
think
know.
so.
Or after.
She's in Dick
Yeah.
Tracy.
Yeah, I think Dick
She's
Tracy was
Swept
before
away and.
I haven't watched that since I was a kid.
Evita.
I don't think I've seen Dick Tracy.
Really?
Oh, that's another one.
I watched
Yeah,
that
you
as a
gotta see
kid.
that.
I'd like to watch that again. I think it'll be horrible.
Yeah.
I think we tried watching it.
Let's ask them each one of the questions.
Oh yeah.
That you
Oh,
have.
but tell me a little bit. I didn't.
Yeah.
Did you guys know? Was I the only one that didn't know that Penny Marshall died 6 months ago?
Yeah, she died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I just found that out today.
Oh.
Anyway,
I think they
fuck.
had her on the Oscar.
They
Yeah.
must
Morning
have.
thing.
But I don't know. I think I just didn't realize.
Yeah.
Wait, 6 months ago, was that
Is
February?
Gary
December.
still around?
No, I think he
Yeah,
recently
she died
passed
in
away, like
2018.
maybe
Yeah,
a year
December
or two ago.
2018. It was very
Yeah.
recent.
Well, she didn't die 6 months ago, then she died 2 months ago because it's February 31st.
Oh, right. It's
Right.
February 31st, Joel's birthday, so it was 2 months ago. It's real fresh.
Yeah.
The Oscars haven't happened yet. That's why I didn't realize.
Yeah. It's all the grey weather and rain in Vancouver.
Yes,
It's
it does
really,
not feel-
It's really awful out there.
It's, yeah. Fuck me. This is the worst. So about Madonna's song.
Wait, she did not have one on her CD.
I'm
What?
gonna punch you.
Ask Joel the last question, please.
Yes, it's true. Okay, so in Movie Girls fashion, we have questions that we ask at the end. First one being, did you like it, Doug?
Doug,
there's-
you had a lot
there's
of
no
guffaws
rating,
during
there's
the
no
film.
saying it's did you like it. This is just that question. We are deep in thought over in the
Would you rather it be left on
Doug,
your
we're live
top
right
10
now.
unseen?
We are live.
This is the live
on
podcast.
air. If you could.
He's nodding very slowly. Yeah.
Doug, what the fuck? Did you like it? You can say no. We're not going to be mad at you.
Yeah, I liked it.
Great. Cool. Josh.
Josh,
did you like
did
it?
you like it compared to like the last time you saw it?
Yeah.
Does
I
it
think
hold up?
I'm glad that Josh's is just as.
Oh!
Yeah.
Bring it on!
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there's another one. Only took you 10 minutes to think of that.
Thanks, Joel.
No, it's just as much fun as the last. I had picked up on more things that I didn't when I was 20
Yeah.
years old. I think that was the last time I watched it, but yeah, it's still something. And going and doing the research too was cool to.
Doesn't that like
Actually-
open up your mind to a whole bunch of new possibilities?
It's neat.
It is.
And it is fun watching things that you watched quite a
If
while
only
ago.
that was a component of this podcast
Doug,
before
we
I.
emailed you 2 weeks ago. You boob.
Could you imagine you wouldn't have slept all night if you had
Yeah.
to do
You
research?
were
Yeah.
up all night.
That is what happened to me.
So just lying on my bed, staring at the ceiling.
You could have been doing your homework.
It's true.
Joel, did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Great.
How about that Madonna song?
What was your favorite part?
Wow.
What without a song?
What's on soundtrack?
I like the pee thing because that was Penny Marshall with a hose and a bucket, and Tom Hanks didn't even know how long he was going to pee for.
You did do research. I'm so proud of you.
I peed,
You peed?
and I read IMDb stuff
Oh.
on the washroom toilet.
So you read the
In
tea
the
tree
washroom
while you were
toilet
doing
as
it.
opposed to the living room toilet.
It's very meta.
Next question.
That is
Cool.
true. Penny Marshall was also in the bathtub. I didn't know how long I was peeing.
She
for
was
either.
looking down, smiling. Also, she's perving on you.
Along with little boy.
Oh my
They're both
god.
together.
Oh, this was a mistake.
He still got chalk on his
Josh,
face
you're
and
welcome
tape on his
back.
head.
You can come anytime. You were great. We knew this was gonna happen. Josh would have all the good facts. Doug would pop in with smart stuff, and Joel would
that's
be
generous.
Joel.
Well,
When,
hey, it is
he did the
Joel's
things.
birthday. So.
It is.
Yeah, that's February 31st.
It's true. Doug, you wrote down notes and stuff. Did you get all
Yeah.
your bits out?
And you weren't really hardcore.
No, I was.
He's like, they're incomprehensible now.
See?
He's just like scribbled and
Just-
danced.
I
They
wanna-
started out very coherent, and then for some reason I wrote down rollerball. I think that might be another movie starring a lady.
Oh yeah, Emma Page.
Not Emma
No,
Page.
that's
Mila Jovovich?
Whip It.
You're just as good names as I am.
That was my recommendation. is Whip It.
Whip It, that's what I was thinking
Very
of.
It's
bold.
a
Yeah,
really good
Page.
movie. Really good movie.
Who's in rollerball? Mila Jovovich, Chris Pine.
Yes, it is Chris Pine.
That's not David Cronenberg.
What's
Who did
rollerball?
that?
It's a roller skate, like like the actual.
It's a
roller skate
futuristic
thing.
roller
Oh.
derby.
Which is fair, but I mean movies that you kind of consider on the scale of like Remember the Titans and like Hoosiers.
Every year,
Hoosiers.
every year, my family and I would get together and watch rollerball.
You haven't been
At
home
Christmas.
in 10 years.
That's true. My family has disowned me. I put Everyone Hates Saskatchewan.
Yeah, that's true.
I like how he says Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
Oh, he's from the east.
He's
Yeah, I
an East
know.
Coaster. He doesn't know.
We're all from the east.
He doesn't even know what a bunny hug
I
is.
shouldn't say even I hate. I just that was a misinterpretation. I think everybody just likes saying Saskatchewan
It's true.
like it's a butt of a joke.
It is.
Oh yeah, the telegram operator.
Oh, yeah.
He's just awful at his job.
Just the
Oh,
worst.
yeah.
Just comes in
But
and
to be fair,
says,
he-
"Hey, ladies, one of your husbands is dead," and then he refuses to name
Yeah.
who it is,
yeah.
and then
His list was fucked up.
Yeah.
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 But then Tom Hanks is like, I'll do it, and then he just really takes his time.
Yeah.
Turns to the woman, he's like staring at each one.
It's basically the dramatic pause at the Oscars when they open up the when they open up the envelope, and the winner is
La La Land.
I'm sorry, Betty, your husband.
Is dead.
Yeah.
And that Betty Spaghetti is Penny Marshall's sister.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
know that.
Another Marshall?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's her, no,
How many
is
of
it
them are
sister
there?
or is it niece? Or daughter? Fuck. I should have wrote this down.
She's related to Penny
Gary
Marshall.
is her brother, but then I think that's her daughter, niece.
What's the name?
One of the two.
You got a GM, a PM, a NAM.
I don't remember. Josh, give it a Google right now. Daughter, okay.
Yeah, daughter
yeah,
from her
thanks.
first
Ooh.
marriage.
Her daughter,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Betty Spaghetti.
Oh, for her first marriage, and then Rob Reiner adopted her.
Aw.
Oh, I have another thing.
Yeah. So yeah, that's very weird. Yeah, because it's from her first marriage to Michael Henry, and then took on the name of her mother's second husband, Rob Reiner.
What about
Yeah.
Michael
What's her
Henry?
name?
Tracy Reiner.
Tracy Reiner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
Let's
old
get the
Rob
facts
Reiner.
in.
And Penny Marshall also had dated
Yes.
Art Garfunkel, and
He
when
did a
the
song.
credits are rolling,
Just sit down.
he did a
Joel,
song on the
Joel,
soundtrack.
Oh.
You're
Speaking
making
of
it
this-
worse.
Oh, sorry.
Shit,
You zip it. Next question. This is a fun one, I guess. Who would you recommend this movie for?
Fans of baseball?
I don't
Good
know.
choice.
I don't like sports, and I enjoyed it.
All right, someone who doesn't.
Yeah,
like
I don't think
sports.
I've ever watched a game of baseball to completion in my entire life.
Yeah.
Oh, I love baseball.
Well, good for you for slogging us through this movie.
Well, I'm saying like I still enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Wait,
baseball's
you had a
the
baseball
worst.
game on the other day.
Wait, did I have a baseball game on?
Yeah, it came on. There was you had the a baseball game paused. I meant to ask you about it because
I'm not ashamed of
Why
my
are you
baseball.
watching
I haven't
baseball?
denied baseball.
I'm gonna YouTube the good old baseball game.
I'm running to
catching up
the.
on the Milwaukee Brewers.
Why was I? Must have been something on
Yeah.
YouTube or.
Fun thing about a
Oh,
podcast
yeah,
is
maybe
you usually
that's
can't have background conversations.
It's true. You kind of have to know that there's everyone else listening to your random side conversation.
Which we're just gonna edit out. It's fine.
No,
No.
we
Just
can't.
more work for
Because
Joel.
we're all talking over each other, so don't edit it.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to listen to all
Wait,
of our
you said
shit.
this was live.
True.
We also said it was February 31st.
Wait, it's not.
Podcast is built on lies.
This one, I like this question. So Tiff always likes to ask me this question because I come up with answers.
Oh, I was watching Brockmire. Everybody,
For sake.
everybody, I was watching
What
Brockmire.
the shit is Brockmire?
It's a
Why
great.
did you ask that?
Oh, damn it.
It's a great
Oh,
show
mistake.
about a disgraced baseball announcer.
Oh right, you told me about that one. Okay.
Yes,
That makes sense.
it's quite good.
It's all coming together.
I'm so glad we waited for that.
Maybe people who watch Brockmire would like this
Brockmire's,
movie too.
I would
It's
definitely
true.
recommend it.
We'll have to ask
it gets better and
Caitlin,
better each
our
season.
one listener.
Hey, Caitlin.
Hi,
I
Caitlin.
would-
Caitlin,
Hello.
oh my goodness, what a pleasure working with Caitlin.
I know.
Oh, hi, Katie.
When this airs, she'll be back.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not
Caitlin, have a
talking
safe,
about it.
well, I
Katie
mean,
kids.
safe trip.
Sweet
See
girl.
you in the fall.
September.
Yeah.
Better come back. That's supposed to be.
Yeah, you got it.
The internet says you're coming back in September, so you have to do it because everyone knows the internet doesn't lie. Third question. What mood should you be in to watch this movie?
Just a chill Saturday afternoon. Hey, let's put this movie on.
It's Sunday morning one too. I think
Yeah.
that's why I've seen it so many times. It was just a cable TV
Yeah.
movie that was on.
Or
all
it's
the
like
time.
an airplane movie. It's just always you could always watch it.
Well, that's nice.
That's nice.
You can-
I like that. Doug, thoughts?
I
If you ever watched it again, what kind of mood would you be in? What kind of day would you be having, would you say?
don't know. I don't really watch a lot of movies.
You were
So-
just watching Brock, whatever.
That's a TV show.
That's a TV show.
Fair enough. This
yeah.
was a brief TV show for a tiny little portion and then it failed. So.
Wait, was it?
Yeah.
I did not know.
Interesting.
John Lovitz
Reprised his role?
Reprised his role.
A couple
Oh
of-
wow, I did not know that. When did that come out?
Just after and then was done. Quite swiftly.
Well, this isn't gonna work. Shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that is peculiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would say I don't. The only time I watch movies is in out of extreme interest in a subject or compelled by others. So
So if you're not
So
extremely interested because you hate baseball, so only if we force you to watch it again.
well, no, you guys recommended it, so I would watch it.
No, you recommended it.
I did recommend it.
Yeah.
This is your idea.
You know what? You're welcome.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Doug.
Doug.
I'm always championing Patty Marshall, Patty Williams.
Whoever she is, she's great.
Patty Jenkins directed this?
Patty Jenkins, Wonder Woman. I love it
Oh
all.
my god, that's who I thought this was. Fuck. I was looking up her, like, past all of her, like, directed, whatever,
Director.
fucking movies. And I was like, I thought she had a lot more than this.
Yeah.
But it was, I was thinking of Patty Jenkins. the whole time.
Because there's so few female directors that you
That's
can't help but
true,
get them
and two
all
of them have
confused.
short P names that end with E sound. It was, I'm an idiot. Fuck. I was like, I thought she did more stuff than this. Shit. Can we have more
fuck.
female directors, please, world? Because, God.
Oh, no one's
Here.
seen Booksmart.
We're gonna go.
I want to see it.
No.
It's on Play, or is it Play International?
All right, what's the last question?
Oh, that's
Last
good.
question. What? Now, Tiff is very good at this one. How would you rate this movie, Tiffany?
I'll let Joel
Or
say.
5 baseball gloves to a child's face out of 5.
That's a good one. Josh,
I like that.
Any
I
other
got
ratings?
you can think about it. We can edit out your thinking.
Yeah, it's true.
Magic of
This
television.
is the magic of Where's is a podcast?
I know. I say that like every time.
Oh my
Four Splatoon pings out of 5. 8 cups of chaw spit out of 10.
I feel like it's like 11 songs on a soundtrack of 11, but it should have one more. It feels like there should be one more
Something's
song,
missing.
you know? Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
I give this
Yeah.
9 Bill Pullmans out of like 10 dead
Ooh.
army husbands.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
Amazing.
3 out of 4 Harvey bars.
3 out of
Harvey
4.
bars.
Good one.
Yeah.
Has anybody created like fan made Harvey bars? Is it like an Etsy thing? Has anybody
I
made
bet you
those
they
yet?
probably have. I'm sure if you went on Etsy, you could
Doug,
find
I
some
challenge
shit.
you to figure that out and let us know.
Yeah.
You get
check
back to
right
us.
now.
You go order us
Research
some
for
bars.
next
Let's
day.
wrap up on
Insomnia
that
session.
note.
On
Let's
that
wrap up
note-
this shit show.
Thank you to the TGC, the Tall Guy Club. for
Speaking
joining
of
the
shit,
Movie
did you know
Girls.
that the
No.
soundtrack did not include the one song?
It was almost a clean exit.
So close.
Wait.
We're so sorry.
Thanks, guys. No.
Thank
you.
God. This is the.
Josh, come back anytime.
Yeah, Josh, you were in. Joel, you go back to being the editor, the silent
Google
behind the
Harvey
scenes.
bar and I'm getting a Harvey Tavern.
Oh,
Maybe if Doug had like a full 8 hours sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I
Alright.
like tired Doug.
Goodbye.
Oh, that's it?
That's
oh, okay.
it.
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
done.
See you
Thank
later.
you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Winter.
Speaking of music, did you know the end song?
Oh my god.
You're up, Josh.
Can we talk about that song?